I've been meaning to do this literally for months, but I always thought, I'm too busy. I need to get a project done. Well, something's come up. Need to run down to Bedford. Need to fill out some paperwork for something or other. I just wanted to find a time to sit and have a little bonfire. But it kept being things that was meant that I thought there were better things to do or smarter things to do or more productive things to do. And then came Friday afternoon, October 24th, the day after my favorite day of the year, every year, October 23rd. Beautiful day. And the 24th was beautiful too. I always thought it was kind of metaphoric to say, boy, getting off work early on a Friday is kind of dangerous. Like I said, I thought it was metaphoric. It turns out that I unintentionally tried to shorten a couple fingers. And that's why I say for episode 233, I can't even remember now. I'm blessed and grateful and recuperating. It could have been much, much worse. I have a few things that have small, round, tubular cases that have sparking powder inside them that I like to put holes in targets with, if you get what I mean. I've ever since I first got one. I had this rule for myself that there was ever a negligent discharge, that would be a sign that it was time for me to not have them anymore. And so far, everything's been okay along those lines. And I kind of had the same rule in mind when I started doing woodworking. Because I have a family member, or more maybe, I don't know all the stories, but have at least one family member who did actually shorten a couple of fingers at one point. Maybe not too different from my age that I am now. And I was thinking, it would be really a dumb way to die, for example, if I had an accident with the table saw or something like that. And so I really do kind of think that's probably the best way for me to think about Dead End Street and the projects that I have in mind. There may come a time when it just isn't smart to keep going. I'm glad to say, though, that that time has not yet come, because this was not an accident with a tool. In fact, it was after work, and the boss had taken us to lunch, and we'd gone and done some bowling, a little bonding exercise, always fun, and had a great time. And I got back, and there had been quite a bit of surplus stuff that was being thrown out that I thought maybe I could use. Especially, I just didn't want it to get thrown away. And I'm grateful there were some other things that other people decided to take, or I would have felt guilty about some of it getting thrown in the dumpster. But a lot of it was just kind of salvage metal. In fact, there was old metal arms and braces and parts and all kinds of stuff that I honestly don't even know what they originally go to. But I thought, for one thing, if nothing else, I want to start practicing with the welder that I got. Man, it's been 2.5 years now. I want to start practicing with that, and so let me just take some of this scrap, and I'll see if I can do something with it. If not, I'll take it to the junkyard and sell it for 10 cents a pound or something like that, and whatever. It won't go to waste. It won't just go in the dumpster. Well, my truck is far too overloaded right now, and I still was going to try to get stuff in it so that I could get it home, and then probably like go down and see my mom Saturday or something, as opposed to what I'm doing now, which is what I've intended to do for a long time, is just find a quiet day, maybe an overcast day, maybe a cool day, kind of like this, just sit and have a little bonfire, and maybe go ahead and get rid of some of the scrap wood from the laser and some other projects that I've done, because very few things I enjoy more in the world than just sitting by a little fire and taking some quiet, relaxing time. Didn't think I was going to be doing that today because I thought I was going to have a lot of other things to do. But as I was trying to load up that scrap metal, including about 10 or 12 old lawnmower blades, which were very rusty, except for the edges that had been ground down, I put 3 or 4 of them in a bundle into the behind the front seat of the truck, the passenger side, and a set of drill bits in a case started to slip and actually fell out of the truck, and I tried to grab that, and then as I did that, some of those motor blades shifted and started to slip and fall out of the truck, and I reflexively grabbed for them and slit, just beautiful straight line slit down 2 of my fingers. I've been cut before, and I've had some open skin issues before, gotten pinched in a trailer jack and a couple of other things that were extremely painful, but not really like dangerous, just dumb mistakes and learn from it. Well, there's a half moon, like a U shape around my truck, where I usually park my truck at work, that probably should have crime scene tape around it. There's blood drops everywhere, dried blood. I went back today and picked up the rest of the stuff that I didn't get that night, because I slit my fingers open and I looked at them and immediately said, "Oh, this is bad." And I tried to close my hand and tried to find I ended up finding, I thought I had a bandana or something in the truck, and I didn't find one right away, so all I found was this old crumpled up paper towel that had been in my truck I don't know for how long, and I hope I hadn't checked oil with it. But anyway, I closed my hand on that and said, "Oh, this is bad," about 10 times, and got the minimum that I had to go ahead and get settled on the truck to drive home, thinking I've only been to the hospital like 2 or 3 times in my life, and it's been wow, I think 25 years, something like that, and which is why I say blessed. I know that I'm very blessed, and I am very grateful for that. And I thought, I'm probably going to have to go to the hospital. I don't know what hospital to go to, and kind of come to think of it, I don't have any health insurance, and isn't this going to be a fun Friday night? And I got back to the house, and Cousin Carol was just great. She said she had plans for the evening, but she was going to take me to the hospital. And 2.5, 3 hours later, I was on my way back home with a total of 11 stitches, and wondering if I'm going to have sensation in these fingers, and I think probably I am. The pinky is a little more red, and I think it's healing up okay, but it doesn't look quite as good as the other one yet. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. But what it comes down to is, I went to bed I hardly ate anything after we got home. went to bed about 8 o'clock on Friday night, and took some Advil PM. And I slept until about 6, and I woke up and I thought, well, I'm just going to lay here for a little while longer. And then I woke up and it was 9:30. And I thought, oh, wow, well, I've got some good sleep. I guess I'll just lay here a little while longer. I put on something on television, and I woke up at 12:30. And I thought, well, not going to be any projects done today, and I at least better get out. And I went out in the living room and laid on the couch and put something on TV. And next time I looked at the clock, I woke up, it was 4 p.m. So I was pushing 20 hours of sleep, and I felt so achy, so tired, so beat. And I thought, I just have to let Saturday go. And it occurred to me, not only was I long overdue to just sit by a fire and enjoy it and relax a bit, but I need to not be trying to do something every minute of every day. And so when I say I'm blessed and grateful, I'm very serious about that. It could have been a lot worse. And it could have been that I'm a regular at the emergency room or at my doctor's office. And that just has not been the case in my life. And so many people struggle with health issues that, limit and slow them down so much. I am so incredibly grateful that the time that I spent in the emergency room waiting and waiting and waiting until they could see me was just a fraction of what so many people have experienced in their lives. And I need to recuperate a bit in the sense that life probably needs to change some to take into account the fact that it won't always be that I will not have sick days and have health problems, and I need to be prepared to have a sense of peace and calm and trust and acceptance about that eventuality. And also that in the meantime, it's okay to slow down a bit and maybe just enjoy a little seemingly non-productive time that isn't frantically searching for the next project that maybe I can turn into a business moneymaker or something like that. Thanks for taking time to watch. If you can relate to this at all, please let me know in the comments. I've got a lot to learn about how to use my time well, and that includes making sure that there's time to not necessarily do anything, but sit and, as the scripture says, be still and know that God is God. So while I've been hoping to do this for a long time and kept putting it off, sleeping 20 hours and realizing that there was no little project of any kind that I was going to be able to claim to have worked on this week because of that accident, then that's got to be okay. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you are able to have some time where you can just relax and be still and enjoy. Have a great week.